Before I start today's katsu curry, I really want to say a massive thank you for everyone's messages, comments, the appreciation I've had worldwide, that everyone's been loving my videos. This all kind of started off as a joke really. I was just cooking dinner and my husband, who's filming it here, filmed me. And then I sent it to my sister. She goes, oh, that's really good. And I went, really? Like when I cooked the spaghetti, I went, oh, okay, maybe I'll make a few more. So all I've been doing every day is just filming what I'm having for dinner every day, because that's one of my most common questions. What do you eat? But more than that, it's been a really weird time for all of us. And it's been really emotional, and these videos have also helped to raise a lot of money. With my friend Bart Murphy, we've raised nearly £8,500 for PPE for NHS, which they desperately need. My recipes have been used by people where they've been cooking it and packing containers and sending it to NHS staff at Watford General. 2,000 tubs of my rainbow rice went there. So I mean, it's got a deeper meaning for me. Without getting too emotional, I just want to say a massive thank you for everyone and the new followers that have joined as well. Go back and see my story, because I'm not a real chef, I'm a home cook, went on MasterChef. So I'm a banker turned chef, and now I'm doing my passion. And so yeah, that's it. But let me start with the next dish that I promised you, which was the Wagamama's Katsu curry. It's one of the most popular dishes in Wagamama. And I don't really know what the fuss is about. And I know I shouldn't admit this, but it's not a dish I order at all. My kids do. But I don't really like it that much. So I think that's my challenge as well. Sometimes I get a dish and think, that's not that great, let me make it better. So that's how this actually was born. So I've seen lots of different recipes and people do it different ways. Some people add coconut milk, some don't, some add stock. There's lots of different versions. I've managed to look at about 10 recipes and really fine tune this recipe, which I love. And so I'm going to talk you through the whole way. And we're going to do two versions as well, Katsu chicken and Katsu aubergine, which can be vegan also. So let's start with the basics first. Over here, the rice. When you decide to make rice, try and soak it as soon as you know you're making rice. So 2 hours before, 6 hours before, I always just try and soak the rice. If you soak the rice, your cooking time will be halved. So that's a really good tip. Just soak the rice, drain it out once, and then the measurement is 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. And leave that to simmer at about a medium heat for about 10 minutes, and that will be done really nice. You get fluffy rice. So that's the first thing you do. The second thing you do is I'm going to put some lime into my sliced red chili, only because I'm going to make this a family recipe, so all the kids can use it, all the kids can have it as well, but without me having to make it 2 separate ones. This is the best way for me to do it. Make some pickled chilies to have on the side, so that's lime and a little bit of salt in there, and that will all pickle nicely while I'm making the rest of this dish. I hate making 2 separate versions or 2 separate meals. My kids will eat what I'm eating, so I've always gone by that mantra. So now the katsu sauce. Let's start with a big wide pan like this. I'm adding in there on a high heat some vegetable oil, sunflower oil, anything like that. About 2 tablespoons worth, because you're going to be frying off these diced onions, diced carrot, and some coriander stalks. Yeah? So that all goes in, that's your base. Once that's gone in, we're also going to introduce some spices. Let me just saute this for a little bit though. So you do want that to saute for about sort of 5 or 6 minutes until it's a little bit softer. But it's going to have lots of cooking time as well, because once the sauce is added and there's liquid added, it will cook further. But while that's happening, why don't I just show you how you can breadcrumb the rest of it. So in here, so you've got, just remember, carrots and onions and some coriander stalks. So leave that, and I'll go over here and I'll show you how to katsu, which is breadcrumb really. You place out 3 plates, plain flour. I've got 2 eggs in here, just whisked up, and some breadcrumbs. I use Panko breadcrumbs. Panko breadcrumbs are the Japanese sort of coarser breadcrumbs. You'll get a much crispier finish to your dish. But if you haven't got Panko, either some stale bread, whiz it up, or just any breadcrumbs that you find is okay. Look, if you haven't got any of that, cornflakes or Rice Krispies works really well. Crush it all up in a bag, in a pestle and mortar, really finely, then you've got crispy breadcrumbs that way as well. So this is all about improvisation. So let me start with the aubergine first. I had a half an aubergine left. Aubergine works really well, and sweet potato. I'm going to do discs of about 1 pound sort of thickness. And the rule of breadcrumbing is always flour, then your liquid, which I'm going to do with the other hand so I don't get sticky hands everywhere, and then drop that into the breadcrumbs. So dry, wet, drop it in to the breadcrumbs. That's it. Dry, wet. Get the kids involved in this part. My kids love doing this, and they did want to help today, but I said, no, I just want to get it done quickly because I really need to. I'm hungry today. So, last one. Dry, wet, and breadcrumb. And then, as you see, I've done some earlier. They'll just look like that. And you can pre-make this. You can do all of this like earlier on in the day and then just leave it in the fridge. And then we're gonna just give my vegetables a bit of mix up. Fine. And then we're gonna go in with the chicken as well. So that's done. See, look how quick that was. So less than a minute. And if you're using chicken, what I do, you must flatten your chicken breast first, otherwise it just won't cook in the pan. I get some baking parchment. There's 1 chicken breast in there. Fold your parchment, get a rolling pin, and really go for it. And that's, yeah, probably done it. We'll get a nice flat chicken breast, like that. And the same manner, in to your flour, in to your egg, and then in to your breadcrumb. If you want to be really posh, it's called paneing. To pane, P-A-N-E, pane. So if you ever see that word on a website or book, pan to pane, it's just breadcrumbing. There you go. That's it. All done. I'm going to go back to my sauce now. So I've got 3 chicken breasts there and about half an aubergine there. And we'll come back to that. And let's finish the sauce. And that's been sauteing nicely. You don't need it to go brown or anything, you just need it to soften. So that's quite nice there. Into that is curry powder. So there is a history about why they put curry powder. It's the Japanese and the British invaded. It's like a coronation chicken kind of history, but look it up. It's an interesting history of this Katsu curry sauce. I'm going to put in 1 heaped teaspoon of medium curry powder. Stir. And into that, I'm going to put 1 heaped teaspoon of plain flour. So now we're getting our base. My masala daba comes back, and at this stage I like adding some garam masala, about 1 teaspoon of garam masala, and a little bit of salt, let's say half a teaspoon, and then check it. I'm not going to be using stock or anything in my sauce. I'm just going to use water because I feel like I've got a good base flavour with my vegetables. So, just frying that off, the flour. You don't want the raw flour, literally just like a minute or so. To that, I'm going to add about 150 mils of water. That goes in. And that's going to create your katsu sauce. It's already coming together, look, that sort of katsu colour. And you have to add as you go. So that was 150. I'm going to add a bit more. I'm going to add another sort of 150. Yep. Because it will start thickening as you go because of the flour. And then you add a bit more flavouring. We're nearly there. Of it. So that was 300 mils of what I put in, yeah. And then I'm going to lower the heat. I'm going with some sweetness. It needs sweetness, katsu, because it's got such earthy flavours of all the curry powder. I'm going to go in with something, another store-covered ingredient, some mango chutney. I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of mango chutney. Some recipes say honey, some say maple syrup. There are so many versions. This is just the sort of flavour I like and I found that works. And also a splash of soy sauce, which I've forgotten to get, so let me just quickly get that. So that's going to be about 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. There we go. So while that's simmering, you can let that do its thing, because what we're going to do is simmer that for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to blitz it to a really fine curry. What's it called? A curry. I can't think of my words today. I'm so hungry. A curry sauce. Curry sauce, curry gravy. So while that's simmering, let's go and get the katsu done. So on a high heat, what I'm going to do is start frying these aubergines first. I'll go with aubergine first, and then I'll do my chicken because they have different cooking times. I should also mention that if you are vegan, you don't have to do the egg. You can use aquafaba, which is the water from chickpeas. You know, the chickpea tin, whatever the water comes in, that is a great substitute for egg that you can do the panning in. So I'll just fry all these off. Okay, so my aubergine's done, and I'm just removing my chicken. So you want it to that sort of nice, crispy, sort of brown colour like that. You might have to add oil as you go as well. I always put about a centimetre of oil, so I'm not really deep frying, but shallow frying in there. And then in the meantime, when you've been frying that, that's taking me about 7 to 10 minutes to do. Your sauce has reduced, it's all come together nicely, and the next thing you do is you have to blitz it. So, I just get my hand blitzer, and to get that nice and all. There's all those vegetables in there, the kids are only going. And that really intensifies the flavour. And before your very eyes, you've got the Wagamama Katsu sauce for better. I think it's better. So I'm going to plate up now. I'm going to try and do it like Wagamama style. So get a bowl, get your rice, put it in a bowl. You don't have to do this, you just put it, whack it on the plate. But you know what, I think all of us are missing that sort of restaurant feel a little bit. Get that, put your plate on top, and then turn it around, and you've got your rice there. And then to that, I'm going to add some sauce. And if you feel like once you've blitzed it, it still feels a little bit thick, feel free to just add a little bit of water to it. There's your sauce. I'm also going to do some salad with that. And here's the katsu. I'm going to have 2 of the aubergines, and then the chicken. You can just slice it up like how Wagamamas do. Look at that crispy crumb, and how nice it looks inside. I'm just going to put it into 3 pieces and put it there. And earlier we did those pickled chilies. So on this one, I'm going to put some pickled chilies on my salad. I do normally put some radishes and cucumbers and all sorts to have a look. I haven't got any salad, so that's all I've got. And a final sprinkling of black sesame seeds to lift the rice. And because I love it, a bit of coriander. That's it. Chicken katsu.